My impression of the American people can be summarized by a quotation from Benjamin Franklin, "Those things that hurt instruct." I realized that people in this part of the world meet their problems head-on. They attempt to get out of them rather than suffer them. Everyone's life is a page in the human history, irrespective of the position he or she holds or the work he or she performs. To line only for some unknown future is superficial. When a nation is surrounded by weaponized nations, she has to equip herself. Pondering must turn out to be your cash asset, regardless of whichever ups and downs you occur throughout in the everyday living. I'm not an expert on the arms race. Nations consist of people, and with their effort, a nation can accomplish all it could ever want. We will be remembered only if we give to our younger generation a prosperous and safe India, resulting out of economic prosperity coupled with civilizational heritage. All God's creatures are His family, and He is the most beloved of God who tries to do most good to God's creatures. My worthiness is all my doubt, His merit all my fear, contrasting which my quality does however appear. My view is that at a younger age your optimism is more, and you have more imagination, etc. You have less bias. The government, whether state or central, is elected. That means we have a responsibility to elect the right kind of leaders. For 2,500 years, India has never invaded anybody. In a democracy, the well-being, individuality, and happiness of every citizen is important for the overall prosperity, peace, and happiness of the nation. Economy forced me to become a vegetarian, but I finally started liking it. We need to create brand institutions. In the Fortune 500 companies, 5 Indian companies are named while 15 are from China, though we have similar kind of populations. Today, India is a nuclear weapons state. Developing nations want to become developed nations. Measuring nuclear yield depends on multiple parameters: the location and number of instruments, the geology of the area, the location of the seismic station in relation to the test site. We should remember that there are nations which meet more than 30 to 60% of their power requirements through the nuclear power system. Every nation has to follow a certain policy: commercial, trade, various other types of policies. Convergence of our views on global trade issues under the WTO and our common resolve to combat terrorism provide a valuable base for mutual understanding. The Bay of Bengal is hit frequently by cyclones. The months of November and May, in particular, are dangerous in this regard. Be more dedicated to making solid achievements than in running after swift but synthetic happiness. If we are not free, no one will respect us. Let not thy winged days be spent in vain. When once gone, no gold can buy them back again. This is my belief, that through difficulties and problems God gives us the opportunity to grow. So, when your hopes and dreams and goals are dashed, search among the wreckage. You may find a golden opportunity hidden in the ruins. Poetry comes from the highest happiness or the deepest sorrow. My message, especially to young people, is to have courage to think differently, courage to invent, to travel the unexplored path, courage to discover the impossible and to conquer the problems and succeed. These are great qualities that they must work towards. This is my message to the young people. Writing is my love. If you love something, you find a lot of time. I write for 2 hours a day, usually starting at midnight. At times, I start at 11. Most of the time, communication gets confused with conversation. In fact, the two are distinctly different. Behind the parents stands the school, and behind the teacher the home. If a country is to be corruption-free and become a nation of beautiful minds, I strongly feel there are 3 key societal members who can make a difference. They are the father, the mother, and the teacher. No religion has mandated killing others as a requirement for its sustenance or promotion. Why are we, as a nation, so obsessed with foreign things? Is it a legacy of our colonial years? We want foreign television sets. We want foreign shirts. We want foreign technology. Why this obsession with everything imported? The wealth of information now available at the click of a finger amazes me. It means people who are in high and responsible positions, if they go against righteousness, righteousness itself will get transformed into a destroyer. The president's post should not be politicized. Once a president is elected, he is above politics. Almost half of the population of the world lives in rural regions, and mostly in a state of poverty. Such inequalities in human development have been one of the primary reasons for unrest and, in some parts of the world, even violence. Today, India consumes about 682 watts per capita, far lesser than developed nations. As India develops, it will definitely require a lot more energy. How accurately can the law fix the crime? There has to be a mechanism for very fast action. The law is like this: catch them and punish them. When grand plans for scientific and defense technologies are made, do the people in power think about the sacrifices the people in the laboratories and fields have to make? In India, we only read about death, sickness, terrorism, crime. An economically peaceful and prosperous Sri Lanka is the dream of youth of the nation. My message for the youth is to collectively work for an inclusively developed Sri Lanka.